नमस्कार दोस्तों, मेरा नाम गौरव है। गौरव वैली आरबी मेरा यूट्यूब चैनल है। कृपया सब्सक्राइब करें दोस्तों, ये सब्सक्राइब का बटन दबाएं, साथ में बेल आइकन को क्लिक करना ना भूलें। So without much of a delay, let's talk about the objectives and extent of FEMA. As above mentioned, the broad objective of the new act to bring out the ease in the foreign exchange transaction, as Modi is also visiting various countries, so he wants basically foreign companies can invest in India easily. So let us highlight the situation in which general permission of RBI is required undergoing the transactions. And first one is dealing in or transferring any foreign exchange or security to any person not being an authorized person. So this requires RBI permission. Second one is for the purpose of making any payment or for the credit of any person who is residing outside India or in any manner. So he requires RBI permission over that. Receiving from a person resident outside India any payment not through an authorized person also require RBI approval. The current account transaction can be reasonably restricted as per the prescribed restriction. The foreign exchange can be sold or drawn by any person to or from an authorized for a capital account transaction. So they also require RBI permission. The Reserve Bank of India may specify after consulting with the central government, lay down the specification regarding the permissible class or class of capital account transaction and the admissible limit up to which the foreign exchange shall be allowed for such transaction. So now talks about the regulation can be imposed by the RBI through the necessary restrictions or provision in the following matters. The first one can be the person to whom any transfer or issue of any foreign security is made who is a resident outside India. So any person who's to whom any transfer or issue of any foreign security is made who is resident outside India may be regulated through RBI and can RBI can restrict and prohibit him. The person to whom or any transfer or issue of any foreign made who is a resident in India. The transfer or issue of any foreign security by any branch or office or agency in India of a person resident outside India means a transfer taking place, issue of any foreign security taking place, but by any branch, office or agency in India of a person resident outside India. The ownership of the branch office which is transferring the shares or issuing the shares is the resident outside India and doing the same in India. So it can be restricted by RBI and regulation can be imposed over there. The borrowing or lending of foreign exchange in any norm or with any name. It also require or can be restricted or regulated by RBI. The borrowing or lending in rupees between a person resident outside India and person resident inside India in whatever form or by whatever name it's called. Any form of the deposit between a person resident inside India and a person resident outside India. Currency or currency notes if they are exported or imported or being handled can be restricted or regulated through RBI. If the person resident in India transfer any immovable property, if the person resident in India transfer the immovable property outside India other than lease not exceeding 5 years. If the person resident outside India may acquire or transfer any immovable property other than the lease not exceeding 5 years. When any guarantee or surety is provided with respect to any debt or any other liability incurred by a person who is resident of India and who owes to a person who is resident outside India or by a person resident outside India. Any transfer of or investment in foreign currency security can be made by a person resident in India who may hold or own the immovable property when such a property is situated outside India, which when he was residing outside India or he inherited the property from the person resident outside India. Any investment can be made in the Indian currency in the immovable property or Indian currency or security which is held, owned or transferred by any person resident outside India in case of such currency security or property was acquired, held or owned by such person when he has a resident in India or is inherited from a person who was a resident in India. So any regulation can be passed by the RBI for the purpose of prohibiting or regulating establishment in India for a branch office or other place of business by a person resident outside India for undergoing any business relating to activities such as branch office or other place of business. The person who exports goods or services must comply the following requirements. And what are the same? We are going to discuss the same without much of a, he must provide declaration as per the prescribed form to the RBI or any authority. Such a declaration must contain true and correct particulars. The amount representing the full export value must be included, or if such a value cannot be ascertained, the value can be decided by the exporter, who may decide, considering the prevailing market condition, who expect will receive the amount on the sale of good in the market. So you must have understood the matter. He must also finish any such information as may be prescribed or required by RBI for ensuring the realization of the export proceeds by such exporter. The RBI may give any direction to any exporter to comply with the requirements as it deems fit, the purpose of ensuring the full export value or the value as determined by the RBI. According to the market condition, the RBI may lay down the specification in case when any foreign exchange due has accrued in any person resident in India, where the person will have to take all the reasonable steps to realize repatriate to India such foreign exchange with a prescribed period. The RBI plays a very important role while managing transactions with respect to foreign exchange in India. So guys, do carry the compliances in a very stringent manner, because RBI is a very strict authority over here for dealing in foreign exchange. For any kind of query or anything else, you can get in touch with me. My mobile number is 990 694 230. I'm again repeating, 990 694 230. My email ID is gauravdelhi@gmail.com. My website is csgauravsharma.com. You can get in touch with me for any query or any suggestion you need for the same. This is not advertisement. This is only a query solving process method. And please do like and subscribe, and do not go from this video without subscribing the channel. That red button must be hit with the bell icon as well. And please do like and share or comment the video. Please, thank you. I will try to give you more information for foreign exchange requirements.